another question. Can an I'm going to read this out loud before Robert goes. Can an international student get scholarships for UHD? Let's see. Elda, will you answer that for me? Elda Campera?
Yes, you can actually get a scholarship if you're an international student with Scholars Academy.
Yes, and we give a certain level of scholarship so that it changes your out-of-state, your international tuition to in-state tuition. So your money goes a lot further. So all the internationals are, with 1,500, you're absolutely guaranteed in-state tuition. You have to apply. We have to put in the paperwork, but that's possible. Okay, Robert, you had a question. I'm sorry to interrupt you there.
Yeah. Well, I haven't really investigated it, but does UHD offer a computer engineering program?
Dr. Vegas, do you want to take it or shall I take it?
I can take it. Okay. We don't offer a computer engineering program. We have our computer science program, and then we have the engineering technology programs that are applied programs. So that's currently what we have. And Dr. Fang teaches in one of the engineering technology programs, if you want to learn more about those. But it's not a computer engineering, so to speak.
We do have...
Yeah, Dr.
Fang. If I may quickly address that. I think typically conventionally it is regarded computer engineering is a cross between computer science and electronic engineering. So we already have computer science. We have control and instrumentation, which has significant electronic engineering curriculum components. So for students, let's imagine a student with a computer science and do a senior project involved with our field in control and instrumentation, then essentially you are working on a capstone project of computer engineering, which in the past I have the experience supervising a capstone project for computer science. The topic was remote online laboratory user management system. Actually, that's a little bit more computer science, but in my senior project, we have a significant computer science components, robotics, and similar topics.
Right, and I wanted to ask real quick, Luis, would you share what your project was like with Dr. Zhang last summer? Because you're a computer science major with data science minor, I believe you said. Can you tell them what you did last summer?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, at the time I was a junior and I was very interested in machine learning. And as Dr. Parker mentioned, I'm a minor in data science now. So I created a website. Dr. Zhang has done numerous research projects with website. So I sort of created an educational website of machine learning, going over the basics of linear algebra, probability and statistics, and also calculus, and then sort of integrating machine learning algorithms within the website as well, using TensorFlow.js. So yeah, just a pretty educational website of the mathematics behind machine learning, and then some models implemented within the website as well. And this project I was able to present at the Great Minds in STEM conference.
Great. And what, can you, just one more thing, what, let me think, who was working on the drone?
Oh yeah, so that was okay, my bad. Yeah, so that was the other project following the research program, which was me, Michael, and Natasha, where we were working on computer vision using a drone. At the time, there was a lot of flooding to try to do some object detection while the drone is flying to see if anybody's within a vehicle. You know, you can imagine in a vehicle, someone being in a vehicle and it's flooding. So that was sort of like the framing of the project. But yeah, that was with Dr. Zhang as well, with Michael and Natasha as well. Sorry, I forgot about that one.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, another question. I hope that answered your question, Robert. Okay, do we have any other questions?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Anybody? Let's see. Okay. What time do I have? Oh yeah, 10 minutes. So
I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry. So when it comes to, because I was trying to transfer for next fall, and so I was looking on the website, and I talked to my advisor, and she directed me to the, I guess, the science wing, just an email to send out to ask questions, you know, to get the steps for transferring. But then they directed me to advising, and advising says that they don't answer questions for admissions, right? It's just like for transcripts and things like that. So how exactly should we start the
Well,
process for STEM, you know, so we can be able to make sure that we are transferring in, you know, to
right.
get the same, you know, qualities that we're having here?
Well, now Dr. Villegas is going to answer in 1 minute, but I want you to look up here in the chat before it goes away. Her email is, well, let me move it up a little bit so you can see it. Her email is right there. You now have a direct contact, and that's sad, Dr. Villegas, a direct contact to Dr. Villegas, and she will answer questions even if you're not a declared major. All right, now Dr. Villegas, would you like to answer that question?
Sure. So I put my email in the address, and you can certainly contact me. This is probably going to be a one-on-one meeting with you, right? To figure out what your
Awesome.
plans are, what you're bringing in, what major you want to pursue, and then I can walk you through the steps of applying for admission.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna email you then. Like, let me open up my email.
Yes, email
Sure. And
them
we'll
right
set
now.
up a Zoom meeting to discuss
There you
it.
go. Okay, and now Mo Jawad Mashkur has a question. Does UHD have a limitation on accepting number of credits from HCC as UH limit has 66? It was the
I'm
reason
not
I
aware
did
of
not
any.
want to go there.
So U of H has a limit of 66?
Is that correct? Mo?
Okay, I am not aware of any limit that we have. I've seen students with 80 credits come in.
Right.
So we don't have a cap on the transfer credits that we accept. It's just, I think, to be considered a transfer student, you have to have at least 24 or 30 credits so that we can consider you a transfer student, but we don't have a cap on it.
And I would say this, for the Scholars Academy, traditionally, we have a 75-hour credit limit that we will, you know, a lot of people come in with 120 because they've tried different universities and many hours at not HCC, but other community colleges, and they've changed what they thought they were going to go into. So you do need to, now we do sometimes take up to 80, but in our application, it clearly says 75, but you're to be honest and put what you do have. Then we have a faculty review committee that will look at all the information and make recommendations based on a competitive nature. Okay.
And
So
60
your GPA
hours is not a lot to us, right? Because we're used to seeing students from the community colleges come in with an associate. So we're not shocked if we see you come in with 60 hours.
Right.
I just want to say, I talked to a lot of the advisors, and they said that there's no limit for transferring credits, but you have to complete 30 credits at UHD to get your bachelor's. So there's no limit on transfer credits.
Yes, so it doesn't matter if you bring in 100 credits, right? You have to complete 30 credit hours at UHD if you want to receive a bachelor's with the university. So yes, you have to have 30 credits in residency, and then 18 of those credits have to be upper level.
But so when I'm giving you 3,000, if you come into Scholars Academy, 3,000 a year, why would you want to wait? Okay, enough said. Anybody else? Great questions.
Thank you.
So I often get the question from when I go visit the community colleges, when should I transfer, right? I get that question often. And you know what, it depends for every student, right? If I would say, if you're close to receiving that associate degree, then just stay to receive it if it means one more semester, right? If you are nowhere near close or you're not interested in the associate degree, then go ahead and transfer. The faster you transfer and start taking our courses with our faculty, the better position you're in, because you are now getting familiar with the faculty that will be teaching you those upper level courses as well. So we want you to get familiar as soon as possible within your major.
And I'll just read this one real quick. Somebody asked, well, is CIS and MIS a STEM degree? And at our university, it isn't. It's a business degree. However, you could major in computer science and minor in MIS. There is MIS built into the computer science program, but and you do some hardware, but it's very much the back end of the software, which is they're gonna make more money than the hardware people, quite honestly. Anybody else? That's a great question. Anybody else?